and welcome back to The Trade Pros, a show where a couple of trade guys talk about trade stuff. We're here to answer your questions about your HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and other home systems, and to help keep your home running smoothly. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Todd. Today we're talking about ceiling fans. Most homes in America have at least one ceiling fan, and for good reason. They're an effective way to circulate air throughout the home and keep you comfortable.
We get a surprising number of questions about ceiling fans from our customers. So today we'll be going over a couple of the common questions about how you find the right fan for you and how to put it into your house correctly.
First, we'll talk about choosing the right ceiling fan for your space and various factors to ensure both functionality and aesthetics.
Bigger's not always better?
Sometimes that's the case, but we'll leave that up to the consumer. First, determine the room size. Measure the square footage of the room where you plan to install the ceiling fan. This will help you choose a fan with an appropriate blade span. For small rooms, typically you're going to want a 29 to 36 inch blade span. Medium rooms, which would be 76 to 144 square feet, 36 to 42 inch blade span. For large rooms, 44 to 54 inch blade span, and for very large rooms, something over 225 square feet, you're going to want 54 inches or larger.
Does the amount of blades matter?
No, the amount of blades does not matter. More blades isn't better. Secondly, you're going to consider the ceiling height. For standard ceilings, 8 to 9 feet, a standard downrod should suffice. For higher ceilings, choose a fan with a longer downrod to maintain the appropriate distance from the floor. Typically, that's going to be 7 to 9 feet. Next, we'll talk about mounting options. You're going to want to decide on the mounting type. A standard mount is typically used for a 8-foot high ceiling.
So what's a standard mount, Todd?
A standard mount is a ceiling fan that typically has a 3-inch downrod. And then they also have flush mount, and the ceiling fan is a direct mount to the ceiling. Those are used for ceilings that have less than 8 feet. And angled mount is going to be the same as the downrod, and that's for sloped or vaulted ceilings. Next, you're going to want to think about airflow and efficiency. Check the fan's airflow, which is measured in CFMs, or cubic feet per minute. And efficiency is measured in CFM per watt. Higher CFM indicates better air circulation. Also look for Energy Star rated fans, which are more energy efficient.
So let's talk a little bit about the style and aesthetics you want for your fan. Because even if you have the best fan, you don't want an ugly fan that doesn't match your room's decor. Fans come in various styles, including traditional, modern, rustic. There's even tropical or palm style fans. Have you ever been to Elvis's green room at Graceland? Perfect example. Consider the finish of the fan. Brushed nickel, oil rubbed bronze, white wood. You want it to match or contrast correctly with your room's color scheme. Lighting is another option you want to consider when you're choosing a fan. Do you want an integrated light? Do you need more lighting in that room? This may affect the height of the ceiling fan and may be an issue when it comes to low ceilings. And another issue is the noise level. The cheaper the fan, generally the noisier the fan. While that might not seem like a problem, who wants to be watching TV with a fan going tick, 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 tick? Additionally, consider other features of the fan, such as reversible blades, light dimmers, remote controls, etc. These are mostly convenience features, but hey, if you're going to put something in, put in what you want. Lastly, read some reviews, right? Just as anything in the world these days, reviews matter. See what people say about it. Did they like it? Did the features work well? Was the brand reliable? Now that you've bought this fan, what do?
So installing a new ceiling fan can be a DIY project if you're comfortable working with electrical wiring and have all the necessary tools. However, if you're not experienced with electrical work, it is advisable to hire a qualified electrician for safety reasons. Let's talk about a few of the steps for installing a ceiling fan. First, you're going to need the ceiling fan. You're going to need a screwdriver, wire strippers or wire cutters, wire connectors, which is going to be wire nuts. Don't just tape your connections. You might possibly need a voltage tester, a ladder or a step stool, depending on the height of the ceiling, pliers, and you're going to need to know where that circuit breaker or fuse box access is. First, you want to turn off the power before doing any electrical work. Verify that the power is off. That's what you'll want to use your voltage tester for, to ensure there's no electricity running through the circuit. Remove the old fixture. Typically, there will be screws holding it in place. Carefully disconnect the wiring. Mount your new ceiling bracket. Attach the ceiling bracket that comes with the fan kit to the electrical box in the ceiling. Use the included screws and secure it firmly. Assemble the fan. You're going to want to follow the manufacturer's instructions on this. There is no easy way to explain how to do that nowadays. Every fan is different, and some have clip-on blades, some have screw-in blades, some use washers. You never know what you're going to get until you read those instructions. Lastly, you're going to connect the wiring. You're going to want to identify the wiring from the electrical box in the ceiling. You're usually going to see a black, a white, and a green or bare copper wire. Connect the corresponding wires from the fan to those wires. Sometimes, depending on manufacturer, the wires will match, but typically you're going to want to put your black to your black, white to white, and if you do have a green with yellow with insulation on it, you're going to connect that to the bare copper wire in your ceiling box, which is ground. Now, if you get in over your head, which most ceiling fans will be sure to reach out to a trade pro who can help you pick out and install your ceiling fan safely.
Thank you for joining us today. If you learned something new, then consider subscribing so you don't miss a future episode.
And if you want to hear about a specific topic, then leave us a voicemail or email and we'll discuss it in a future show. Our contact information is in the show notes.
And don't forget, if you need help with your home systems, we're here for you. Done Right Services provides quality HVAC, plumbing, and electrical work for your home or business. Learn more at donerightsvcs.com. That's DONERITESVCS.com.